Tonight I have the honor to see a horror film. The first real horror film since Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D was a complete joke. Here is my review of Mama. That was terrible. Mama stars Academy Award nominated Jessica Chastain like you've never ever seen before. We've got a chance to see her multiple times in 2011 and 12 as a redhead. Now I believe she is a natural redhead. I'm not too sure about that, but since we've seen her in every film as a redhead, I'm going to say she is a natural redhead. Well, in The Help she was blonde. But now we get to see her with dark hair and lots of really dark makeup. I love Jessica Chastain. When she came out in 2011, I was a fan ever since I saw The Tree of Life. And then she was out in The Help and she got nominated, and now she's nominated again for Zero Dark 30. And now she has a new movie which comes out January 18th. Mama, I had a chance to see it with my good friend Joe Caldwell 3. Thanks to my mom, her friend Dahlia, and my sister. And this is the review for the film. It is a horror film produced by Guillermo del Toro, and what I've heard, it is based on a short film done by the same people who made this film. At least I hope that. I haven't checked that. I'm not too sure about that. So, but I've heard that it is based on a short film, and Guillermo del Toro is presenting this film. You know, there's a reason, I'm guessing, because he must have liked it and he must have enjoyed it. Now, as a film, it's very quite interesting, especially because of the younger cast. I think the younger cast really saved this movie. They are really exciting and fresh and new and just creepy to watch. I really dug the child acting. I think it's some really great child acting. They just convinced me that they were nuts and that they had been in the situation, they're in the situation actually for 5 years before they come back to civilization, and I believed every moment that they were on. Now, Jessica Chastain is very, very good in this film too. She portrays this quasi-mother because of the situation that happens. It kind of falls into her lap because her husband or boyfriend is related to, that he's the uncle. And because of the situation, they have to live together now and survive. But things happen. The kids have actually carried something into the home. At times, it is completely creepy. But at other times, it's not too scary. And I wasn't convinced about that. But the kids really convinced me that this would be a very creepy and fun ride. This is not groundbreaking horror filmmaking. I have seen better and I've enjoyed more. For what it was presented really well. It looked really great. I loved the cinematography, and it did move. It did have my attention. I mean, we get to kind of see what this mama character is like in the first 10 minutes of the movie. And the movie also indicates that it says, once upon a time. So either you take it as a fairy tale or you don't. You believe it or you don't. And I tried to just forget reality for a few minutes and just buy into the fact that this was happening. And for the most part, I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was a very good horror film, a decent one, not great, nothing too memorable. Even though I felt like the first act was strong and really had me. I felt like, wow, this might be a great film. Near the middle and the end, when we find out what Mama is and we get to see what Mama is, I felt like it took me out of the experience. I felt that there was too much CGI. I really wanted it to be more practical, and I think they used some practical effects, I'm not too sure, but it just felt like there was just too much CGI, especially when it's revealed what Mama is, what is her purpose. Yeah, just that kind of bothered me. But, you know, on the other end, I did enjoy the fact that these kids were so strong in what they were making me believe what was happening. And they convinced me that they were actually in the situation, and I felt for them. I cared about some of these characters because, for the most part, the main people that we really get to know, we get to sympathize with them. I started to care about them. They weren't just complete idiots. They weren't bad. They were just trying to be nice and give these kids a life that they just didn't have anymore because of the horrible situation they came from. So I really started to sympathize with them and cared. I wanted these kids to find a home. I wanted them to find somewhere that they could be safe. But of course, this is a horror movie, and the demon that is this entity is around. So, I mean, you have to have those elements. I mean, the audience really enjoyed it. It seemed like this was a lot of fun, and it helped with my experience, even though I didn't really get scared at all. But for what it was, I was really creeped out. I mean, there were scenes I was really quite creeped out, and I felt like it looked really cool, and it moved, it got its point across, even though it did feel kind of weird near the end. I have to say, at the ending, just kind of, I was done. I think I was done by the end. But for a matinee, I'd say this is a really good horror film, and I think it comes out the same day as The Last Stand, so I think this might be a really good day for film goers to enjoy a fun, over-the-top action movie. Some good old-fashioned horror film, PG-13 style. I would definitely not take young children to see this movie. Even though it is PG-13, there's nothing too crazy or wrong in the film, nothing that would really gross out a kid, but it would scare them to death. So I'm gonna give Mama 3 stars. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Twitter and Facebook. And please go to WeLiveFilm.com and subscribe right here on YouTube to We Live Film. And also go to WhoYouTube.com.
It's a tough beat, but somebody's got it.
Now let's pray that horror movies in 2013 just get better and better and better, even though I have to wait now for Carrie. I'm really looking forward to Carrie, and now Carrie's coming out in October. So, just gonna have to wait.